Hello, Hariharan. Sanjay, how are you?
Ma'am.
Sanjay, how are you?
How are you?
Hariharan, can you switch on your camera? I just wanted to
ma'am.
talk to you. Yes, Hariharan. I saw your marks. Actually, I was expecting better performance from you. In the beginning, you were doing very well. I don't know where you slowed down or what happened. So I was a little disappointed with your marks. What happened? What do you think is the reason?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hmm? Have you been doing your assignments regularly? Is there anything that you don't understand?
Ma'am,
I can't hear. Tell me. What do you think? I want to know. Huh?
ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Tell me.
Ma'am, what's the top mark in this test, ma'am?
The top mark is 66.5.
Ma'am, who has got it?
Hmm?
Who has got that?
How does that matter?
Okay, thank you.
Right. But some children have done well, some have not done so well. But the thing is, I had better expectation from you, because in the beginning you were the only one who was answering the question so well and it was going very smoothly. So what happened in between? Why is it that you couldn't do well in the exam? Tell me.
I don't know.
So if there are questions which you didn't understand, then you should, I have told you many times, whatever doubts you have, you should see, Hariharan, you have to practice. You have to keep, solving problems on your own. See, you are attending the class regularly. You are very attentive in the class. You answer the questions in the class. So if you start practicing on your own, you should be able to do, there should be no problem. All right. So that is something which you should do well. Okay. Sanjay, can you switch on your camera, please?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So Sanjay, you have done quite well. I'm quite happy with your performance.
Yes.
You can make it better next time. Try. We will discuss the whole paper. There are a few errors in the correction also. There are some marks which you should have got but you did not get. So when I discuss the paper, if there is any place where you should get the marks, you just let me know, and then we will add those marks. I have gone through your papers. One or two places, definitely there are places where you can get more marks, so we will give you more marks.
Yes.
Then Sai Kalyan, please switch on your camera. Hi. So tell me what happened. What happened? You have done many difficult questions. You have answered very well, Sai Kalyan, but you lost a lot of marks where I did not expect you to lose. So there are some places where you are making some mistakes, like bromine. What is the symbol of bromine? Tell me. What is the symbol of bromine? BR, isn't it? So what, is B capital or small?
Small.
No. In any symbol, Sai Kalyan, when you write any symbol of any element, the first letter is always capital letter. You can't start with a small letter. It is a capital letter. So B, R, B is capital and R is small.
I think
Alright.
few places I put capital B and a few places I put small b.
Yes, in some places. Your marks were not reduced because of that, but I'm just telling you.
Ma'am,
And
actually, I have a correction in the paper.
yes,
in the
yes, there are some mistakes. There are some mistakes. See, I don't get to see the marking scheme and somebody else corrects the paper. So once I got the corrected papers, I realized there are places where you need to get more marks. So once I discussed the paper just now, wherever you need to get more marks, you will get. I have already talked to the concerned people and I have told them that there are places where there are mistakes and you should get more marks where you have not got. So that we'll discuss just now, and uh, you will be getting some marks more here and there. There are some errors in correction. Vaishnavi, how are you? Vaishnavi, you have done very well. So I'm happy. Wherever you have lost marks, one or two places, definitely you should get. So I think at least 2 marks you will get more, but in one or two places, there are errors which you should correct. Like most of you did not do the azeotropic mixture questions properly. So that we'll discuss and then you can do. Hari Raghav, how are you?
Ma'am, fine.
Fine. So your performance is also satisfactory, but from you also, I expected you are capable. You have been doing your assignments and those you have been doing so well. So I wanted you to, I expected better answers from you. So now all of you have got your papers right. So keep your papers ready in front of you. And when I discuss the answers, make sure that you have understood the correct answer. And once you have understood the correct answer, if you have not got, and if your answer is right and you have not got the mark, then you can stop me and tell me. I have kept a pen and pencil with me, and I have noted marks of all the questions for all of you. So I have that thing ready with me, so we can start the discussion. Okay, so I'll share my screen. Okay, so this is the paper. I've split it into several page this. So okay, now look at the first question. The first question is uh, easy, the unit of biblioscopic constant. So here there is no controversy. The answer is A. Okay, what is biblioscopic constant? We have discussed. It is delta T B is equal to KB into M, right? So KB is equal to what? KB is equal to delta TB divided by M, right? So what is the unit? So what is the unit of temperature? Kelvin. And what is the unit of molality? Per mole. Kelvin, mole, -1. So Kelvin, kilogram, mole. This is molality. So mole, Kelvin, kilogram, Molality is moles per kilogram, isn't it? So it will become kilograms per mole. So the unit is either you write Kelvin per mole or you can write Kelvin kilogram per mole. All right, Kelvin kilogram per mole. So this answer is A. For the second one, a solution showing large positive deviation from ideal behavior. Okay, a solution showing large positive deviation from ideal behavior. Delta H of mixing is positive, then lower boiling point than both components, and delta H mixing is negative. So what happens is when it is positive deviation, then what happens when it is positive deviation, then the vapor pressure of the mixture is higher. And if the vapor pressure of the mixture is higher, what happens to the boiling point? The boiling point becomes lower. So the answer here is B, lower boiling point than both the components, and the delta H mixing is negative. Delta H mixing is negative means there is, it is a exothermic reaction. The vapor pressure is more, so it is a exothermic reaction. Ethylene glycol. Now here many of you have lost the marks, so you can add 1 mark here. For the third one, sorry. For the third one, many of you have lost the marks because the marking scheme, there was some error in that. So ethylene glycol is added to water as antifreeze. It will only increase the freezing point. Okay, so answer is A. So if by writing A, you have not got 1 mark, then you will be given 1 mark. I have already noted down I have your marks here. So all those who have not got the marks, I will tell you. All those who have written A, I have the marking scheme. So Ashwin has written A. Hari Raghav, Sanjay, Sai Kalyan, Vaishnavi, everybody has written A. So all of you will get 1 mark more for that. Okay, so you can add 1 mark there. Then the next question is, the following diagram shows. Now you see this following diagram, you can see there is a pressure which is being put on the side of the solution and fresh water is coming out. So what is it? It is reverse of osmosis. In osmosis, what happens? Only the solvent molecules move from low concentration to high concentration. But here it is reverse that is happening. Why? Because we are adding pressure from the side of the solution. So we are preventing the solvent molecules to move from low to high concentration. Instead, what happens? The solvent molecules will move from high to low. They will be moving in the opposite direction. And so you will collect fresh water. So I told you this is the example of what? Reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is, where do we use reverse osmosis? We use reverse osmosis in all those at home for purification of water. So it is, the answer is schematic setup of desalination plant. Desalination plant is which we use near the sea coast to change sea water into pure water. Okay, so that is schematic setup for desalination plant. So Berkeley Hartley apparatus is not this one, that is something else that is used for preparation, that is used in, I think, elevation or depression of freezing point or elevation of somewhere. It is not this one. Okay, so the answer is C. So answer is C. Then isotonic solutions, this I think many of you have got it correct. It is D, equimolar concentration. So solutions of equal concentrations, they are isotonic. So answer is D. Then sixth one, beaker contains a solution of a substance A. Precipitation of the solution substance A takes place when a small amount of A is added to the solution. According to me, the solution is saturated. See, a beaker contains a solution of a substance A. Precipitation of substance A takes place when a small amount of A is added to the solution. So what is a saturated solution? Saturated solution is when you cannot add any more solute. So when you add more solute, precipitation of the solute will take place. So it will come out as a precipitate. What is supersaturated solution? Supersaturated solution is a one which contains, which has been obtained by heating a saturated solution and then adding more solute to it. So when you cool this solution or when you change the temperature to a lower temperature, then precipitation takes place. So answer here is D. So if somebody has written D and has not got marks, please tell me now. I'll tell you who all have written D.
Ma'am.
So this is question number 6. So question number 6, Ashwin has written D. All others have written A and answer is A. I don't know really. Sai Kalyan, Vaishnavi, what is your opinion? I am not very happy with this question actually. See, I'll go back to the question, just 1 minute. Yeah. So if you see this, the beaker contains a solution of a substance A. Precipitation of A takes place when a small amount of A is added to the saturated solution. What do you think, Sai Kalyan? What do you think? It should be the answer. Should it? Yes.
Ma'am. No, actually, I've written option A, ma'am, super saturated, but it's given me marks.
So no, I'm asking
Yes,
you, if should it be super saturated or should it be saturated according to you all? If you all have written A, no, what should be the correct answer? The marking
Miss-
scheme also says A. Tell me
Miss,
what should be.
A is only correct, miss, because in the lots of websites also the same
A only,
question
ma'am.
given.
Sai Kalyan, I want to hear what you are saying. Tell me. Sai Kalyan, why should the answer be A is my question to you. What is a supersaturated solution? Tell me. Any one of you? Vaishnavi, what is a supersaturated solution?
After in a saturated solution, when we add more of the solute will get.
Can you come closer to your mic? I can't hear you. Can you come closer to the mic?
Ma'am, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Ma'am, according to me, supersaturated solution is a solution when we add more solute to the saturated solution. So the solute will get settled down as a precipitate, so it is a supersaturated.
What is a saturated solution?
Ma'am, it means there's a state where no more salt can be added.
So it is a state when no more salt can be added, right? So no more salt will dissolve. So in a saturated solution, when I add more salt, what will happen?
It will start to become a supersaturated solution.
No, it will not become supersaturated unless you increase the temperature. Right? How will the saturated solution accept more solute? When you increase the temperature. So supposing by adding 100 grams of solute in a solution, it became saturated. Now I made 100, when I add 101 grams, I will add 1 more gram to it. What will happen to that solute? Will it go into solution? No, it will precipitate. The to make 1 more gram dissolve in water, what will I need? I will have to increase the temperature. So at a higher temperature, the solution, when it becomes saturated, then it is called a supersaturated solution. So now when I cool it, what will happen? The excess salt will come out. Okay. Now, so there is a little debate in this question. So let us leave it right now. Majority of you have written it as A. So I will leave it at A. It is a little confusing question. Those who have written D also, I will give mark to them. Okay, so that is how it is. Now the next question. This question is repeated here. Sixth, now we'll go to the seventh question. Okay, so what is the seventh question? Which among the following forms nearly ideal solution? Okay, the answer is B. Nearly ideal solutions are those which are made from two components which are similar, where AA interaction is same as BB interaction. So benzene and toluene, that makes a near ideal solution. Now this question, hardly any one of you got right, and those who got it right were actually, this question is a wrong question because none of the choices are correct, because here it is not the mass of the solute, it should have been the molar mass of the solute. Okay, then only the first one will be right. A is correct if it is molar mass of the solute. So there is an error in this question. Okay, so if you have lost marks, I will add 1 mark to this question. So you all of you who have attempted this question, I will give 1 plus 1. Yes, tell me. I will show you just. Tell me.
I've lost the mark.
So you have lost 1 mark. I will give you. So everyone who has attempted this question, and I will give +1 to those who have not got +1 will get +1. This is actually a wrong question. Now I want to show you what is the correct answer. Can anyone derive for me? Can anyone, does anyone know the answer? You just guessed the answer, right? Isn't it? All of you guessed the answer. So let me just show you how the derivation is. I did not teach you this. So actually that is another reason why I want to give you +1 to everyone. Anyway, the question also, there was an error in the question. So here, what is molarity? Molarity is number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution. Volume of solution, right, in liters, right? So if I have a solution where m moles are dissolved in 1000 liters, 1000 ml of solution, 1000 ml of solution, then what will happen? I can say the molarity is equal to m by 1000. Okay, so I have a solution where m moles are dissolved in 1000 ml of solution. Okay, now if the density of solution is equal to rho gram per mole per ml, density is in gram per ml, so rho gram per ml, then what will be the mass of the solution? Tell me, what will be the mass of the solution? It will be of 1000 ml solution, it will be 1000 rho grams, isn't it? Because density is equal to mass by volume. So density into volume is equal to mass. So density is rho gram per ml. So 1000 ml will be 1000 rho grams. Okay, so that will be the mass of the solution. So mass of the solvent will be how much? Mass of the solvent. Mass of the solvent is mass of the solution, that is 1000 rho, minus the mass of the solute. So if the mass of the solute, what will be the mass of the solute? Mass of the solute is, let us assume it is W2. We have learned in the beginning, what is the mass of the solute? W2. So 1000 rho minus W2. Okay, so what is molality? Small m. Molality will be equal to number of moles of solute, which I have decided is capital M, right? Divided by the mass of the solvent in kilograms. Okay, so 1000 m upon 1000 rho minus W2 into 1000. And if I simplify this, I can, in order to arrive at the answer, this is a very, stupid sort of calculation, but that is how it is. So 1 by m will be equal to 1000 rho minus W2 by m into 1000. Okay, so I'll simplify. I took some time to get this answer, but let's see whether we get. So it will be equal to 1000 rho upon m into 1000 minus W2 by 1000 m into. Okay, so what will happen? This 1000 and this 1000 will cancel. So after this, I'll go up. So 1 by m, I'll shift the positions to become more like the formula that was given to you. So I will bring P by m. So P by m, rho by m is equal to 1 by m plus W2 by m into 1000. And instead of this m, what is this m? It is the number of moles of solute. And so this m is moles of solute. So if I put moles of solute, if I start substituting this with mass by volume, mass by molar mass. So what will be left? It will be mass m is equal to what? Mass of solute by molar mass of solute. Okay, so if I substitute that value, W2 mass of solute will cancel out. So this will become rho by m is equal to 1 by m plus molar mass m2 by 1000. What is m2 here? It is the molar mass of solute, right? Now, in none of the questions here, none of the places here, molar mass is mentioned. So this question itself is wrong. All right. So did you understand? So I will take one more page and write it clearly. What is the relation between molarity and molality? If rho is the density of the solution and m is the molarity of the solution, you can directly calculate its relation is plus molar mass of solute, molar mass of solute divided by 1000. That is the formula. Okay, so all those who have attempted this question and have not got marks for this question, they will also get the marks. Okay, so I will tell you who all will get the marks now. Question number, this is question number 8. So in question number 8, is it 8? What is the question number?
Yes, mate, ma'am.
8. So 8. So Hariharan and Sanjay and Sai Kalyan, Vaishnavi didn't attempt the question, so you will also get the mark. Okay, so everybody will get the mark now. So you can add these marks to your total, and at the end of the class, tell me what is your new total. Okay, now the next one, we finished. Yeah, so now question number 9. What is not a colligative property? Now here, it is a very clear and easy question. Freezing point is not a colligative property, right? Depression of freezing point, if it was written, then it would be colligative property, right? So if it is just freezing point, then it is not a colligative property. There are 4 colligative properties: lowering of vapor pressure, elevation of boiling point, and osmotic pressure. Freezing point is not a colligative property. Okay, then 500 grams of toothpaste has 0.2 grams of fluoride concentration. Fluorine concentration in parts per million. So it is mass by mass of the solute divided by the mass of the total mass into 10 raised to 6. That is parts per million. So it is 0.2 by 500 into 10 raised to 6. So that comes to 400. Answer is 400. Okay. Then the next question. The next question is parachlorobenzene has dash and dash than those of ortho and meta isomers. So now para-dichlorobenzene is, so para-dichlorobenzene here, this is para, right? So since it is para, it is more symmetrical. And since it is more symmetrical, what will happen? It will have this is 11. So it will have it will have better packing, and when it will have better packing, then the melting point, the intermolecular force of attraction will be more, and so it will have higher melting point and lower solubility. Higher melting point and lower solubility compared to ortho and meta isomers. Okay. Next one is a hydrocarbon C5H10 does not react with chlorine in dark. This question was actually repeated, unfortunately, but anyway. It gives monochloro compound C5H9Cl in bright sunlight. So C5H10 means, what is it? It is either a cycloalkane or an alkene, because it is CnH2n. So it is not an alkane. It does not react in dark. That means what type of reaction will it show? It will show it has to be cyclopentane. Answer is 12D, correct. It is cyclopentane, right? It does not react with chlorine in dark. That means it doesn't show addition reaction. So it has to be cyclopentane. Obviously, it cannot be pentane. It cannot be cyclopentene. It cannot be cyclopentine. If it is C5H10, it has to be cyclopentane. Even if you don't understand the second part of it, you should know that it is cyclopentane because it is C5H10. Okay, no other choice here. Then Decomposition of benzene diazonium chloride by Cu2Cl2 and HCl from chlorobenzene. This is question number 14. This is known as Sandmeyer's reaction. Okay, it is known. Woods-Fittig and Friedelkraft, Finkelstein. It is Sandmeyer's. You know, Finkelstein is converting one halogen into a haloalkane into another one. Friedelkraft is introducing a halogen on the benzene ring or introducing an alkyl group on the benzene ring. Woods-Fittig is where you take sodium as a metal reactant. Then next one is the best method for conversion of alcohol into alkyl chloride by treating alcohol with some part has gone out. So a best reagent to convert alcohol into alkyl chloride, it is SOCl2. Why is it all of them can be used, but the question was best method. Now, why is SOCl2 a better one? Because you get SO2 and HCl as byproducts, and both are gases. So the byproducts are removed easily because they escape as gases. So this is the best one. I think this one many of you have got right. Now, IUPAC name of neopentyl bromide. Neopentyl bromide. Now you should, let me explain here. What is the meaning of this? Yeah, what do you think? 1-bromo 2,2-dimethyl. 1-bromo 2,2-dimethyl propane. Now, what is neo? I wanted to tell you. See, there are in common names, there are some prefixes that we put. Now, supposing there is a long continuous carbon chain, then the prefix is N. So this one will become what? N-pentane. Now, supposing there's a long carbon chain and on the second carbon, there is a methyl branch. Then what will I call it? Count the total number of carbon atoms, that is hexane. In common names, we always count total number of carbon atoms. And then prefix will be isohexane. So when all are in a straight chain, the prefix is N. When there is a methyl branch on the second carbon, then it is isohexane. Now, supposing there is a long chain, but there are 2 methyl branches on the second carbon atom. Then the prefix is neo. What will this be? Neo. Then count all the carbon atoms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this will become neoheptane. Right? So neo is when there are 2 methyl branches on the second carbon atom. So that is why the answer is 1-bromo 2,2-dimethyl propane. Then next one. The reaction of toluene with chlorine in presence of iron in absence of light. Now, whenever the reaction is in presence of sunlight, or so it is always a free radical substitution. But when it is chlorine and iron in absence of light, when there is no light, then the substitution is on the benzene ring. So iron and chlorine, they react together and give FeCl3. It reacts like AlCl3, right? So when I take toluene and chlorine, now CH3 group is ortho para directing. So the answer is A. You will get ortho and para chlorobenzene. Okay, answer is A. Anyone has any doubt so far? Any answer that you didn't get right? And now supposing I had done, I had taken toluene. This is toluene, and with toluene CH3, and I had added chlorine in presence of sunlight, H nu, then I would have got this one. So all these B, C, and D, I would have got with chlorine in sunlight. So if I remove one hydrogen, CH2 benzyl chloride, Then if I do benzyl chloride, right? This is benzo chloride. So like that, you will get different products. But here substitution on the carbon side chain is when there is chlorine in presence of sunlight. In absence of sunlight, it will be always on the ring. Then 18th reaction of C6H5CH2Br with aqueous sodium hydroxide. Okay, it is by SN1 mechanism. Now here, although it is a primary alkyl halide, but it is by SN1 mechanism. Why? Because C6H5CH2, this carbocation, right? This is CH2 plus, right? Now this carbocation is able to stabilize due to resonance. So when it is attached to the benzene ring, this carbocation is very stable. The positive charge is spread out. It is stabilized due to the benzene ring. So that is why even though it is a primary carbocation, yet it will undergo SN1 reaction. So this is a special example of a primary alkyl halide showing SN1 reaction. Okay, so it will be by SN1 mechanism. Now chloroform is stored in dark bottles completely filled because, so here also this question, if you remember, I have mentioned it to you. Answer is A. It gets slowly oxidized by air in presence of light to form poisonous gas. So to prevent oxidation of chloroform, we put it in dark bottles. So answer is A. Now this question also surprisingly, many of you didn't get right. Vaishnavi, why did you write A, B, C, and D? I think you wrote all the 4. See, the answer is, question is, which carbon atoms in the molecule below are asymmetric? Asymmetric means which carbon atoms have 4 different groups around it. Now look at the first carbon atom. It doesn't even have 4 groups, right? It has 1, and here there is oxygen, here is the rest of the molecule. So this is not the one. Now this C, you look at the B carbon. Now this has 4 different groups. One side is OH, one side is H, the third side is COOH, and the fourth side is this whole group. So this has 4 different groups. So B is asymmetric. Now let us see the remaining. So C, if you look in the same way, C is also asymmetric and D is not. So the answer is D, B and C. Okay, B and C. So many of you have done MCQs, and in the board exam, remember, whenever, don't leave any question. MCQs do not have negative marking in the board exam. So if you are even slightly sure, or even if you don't have any idea, just must attempt all the questions, okay? Because in the board exam now, 20 marks of MCQs is quite a bit. So you shouldn't leave anyone, and you can make a lot of marks by MCQs itself, okay? Then the question number 21, no, hardly anyone answered it satisfactorily. So even though this question carries 2 marks, you got either half mark or 1.5 marks. So the correct explanation, some of you have given some explanation, but very vague explanation. So components of a binary mixture.
Ma'am, I have got 2 marks.
You got 2 marks? Who is this? Let me see who got 2 marks. This is question number 21. Yeah. So Ashwin got 2 marks, 21. Who got 2 marks?
Sanjay, ma'am.
Sanjay. I thought you have got only 0.5. Sanjay, you got 2 marks? Very good if you have got 2 marks. So, the correct answer now, those who have not answered correctly, please listen to the answer. Those who have answered also, please listen what is the correct way of writing the answer. So components of a binary mixture of two liquids, A and B, were being separated by distillation. After some time, separation of components stopped, and the composition of the vapor phase being the same as that of liquid phase. So you cannot separate beyond a particular point when the vapor phase becomes equal to the composition of the vapor phase becomes equal, same as the composition of the liquid phase. So both components started coming in distillate. Explain why this happened. So this actually, the answer is already given in the question. So this happened because, first of all, such mixtures are called azeotropic mixtures. So azeotropic mixtures cannot be separated further by fractional distillation because at a particular temperature, this azeotropic mixture the components will have the same composition as the vapor phase composition of the mixture and the liquid mixture. They have the same composition. Because they have the same composition, they cannot be separated further by fractional distillation. Okay, so that is why. That is only, the answer was already given. The explanation, which is, because their composition is the same, that is why they cannot be separated. So you had to just pick up the answer from the question. Now 4% solution of sucrose is isotonic. With this very question we had done, similar question we had done in the class. So many of you have got this correct, but those who have not got it correct, let me show you. If you remember, what is the method we applied? It is 4% solution. Let me do it on another page. 4%, 3%, and sucrose. So I think it was what you have to do is 4%. 4% sucrose. Let me see who got it correct. So I will discuss. That person can explain. This is question number 22. 22. Who was this? Two people have got. Sai Kalyan, just tell me how to do this question.
Miss, they have given 4% of sucrose is isotonic. Isotonic means the osmotic pressure will be
so the
same.
osmotic pressure is the same.
So we should put the formula, which is NB into RT by V is equal to NB into RT by V, and then we should just substitute that.
And then substitute, make both of them. So this is 4% sucrose and 5%. The other one is what? One is 3%. I have to go back to the question.
The unknown substance is 3%, miss.
Unknown is 3%. So 4% sucrose and 3% is the other one. Okay, so unknown. Right? So pi is equal to what is it? 4 by 342, isn't it? Sucrose is 342. So 4 by 342
equal to 3 by MD
into R into T, right? And the other one is pi is equal to 3 by X into, and volume also I have to take, into R by T, and volume is 0.1, isn't it? I can take volume as 0.1, right? So 4 by 342, this and this if I divide, so 4 by 342 is equal to 3 by X. If you remember, I told you Whatever is the percentage divided by molar mass is equal to the percentage of other one into molar mass. So what will you get? You will get 4x is equal to 3 into 342. So x is equal to 3 into 342 divided by 4. What will you get? 256.5. What did you get, Sai Kalyan, as your answer?
256.5.
256.5 gram per mole. Okay, so this is how you do it. Those who did not get the correct answer, I hope you have understood how to do it. Okay, so that was an easy question. Then,
Miss.
yeah.
Miss, for 21st question, in answer key itself, they are given only 2 lines, miss. They have reduced 1 mark. I have written 1 line. I have written that they are azeotropic mixture. They are mixture of azeotropic mixture that I have written. But it's 1 mark saying that write in detail. Only line I missed is that they cannot.
Actually, the question itself is a little not so great, because the answer is already given in the question paper. According to me, saying that it is a azeotropic mixture where the composition of the solution both are same, the composition of the vapor phase and the solution are the same, that itself should give you the full marks. So your 0.5 marks are cut, isn't it?
No, miss, 1 mark is cut.
1 mark is cut. Okay, I will add it. No problem. Okay. Then state Raoult's law for a solution containing volatile components. Write 2 characteristics of the solution which obey the Raoult's law at all concentrations. Okay. So here anyway, all of you know the Raoult's law. So Raoult's law states that for a solution of volatile liquids, the partial pressure of each component of the solution is directly proportional to the mole fraction of to its mole fraction present in solution. And 2 characteristics of the solution which obey Raoult's law in all concentration. So 2 characteristics is that the volume, there is no change in volume and there is no change in temperature when you mix it. So delta H is equal to 0 and delta V is also equal to 0. Now, which of the following compounds will have highest melting point and why? So here, you should always look at the compound which is most symmetrical, right? So which looks most symmetrical? The second one looks most symmetrical. Why? Because CH3 is opposite to each other and Cl is. So when the compound is more symmetrical, their packing is good. So molecules can be packed close to each other. So the intermolecular force of attraction, which is due to van der Waals forces, which depend on the surface area, will be more. And so since IMF will be more, the melting point will be more. So the reason is mainly because the compound B is most symmetrical. So symmetry leads to better intermolecular forces of attraction and hence higher melting point and boiling point. So that is the explanation. Then the next one is 25. Now see this question, all of you just see carefully. This question, I had actually done it in the class, the same question, I had done it in the class. So I don't know why I expected all of you to get good marks in this question, but that didn't happen. Now you see, now Sai Kalyan, you see carefully what is the mistake that you made. Now this is HBr, right? There is no peroxide here. Now when there is no peroxide, then what is the rule? Markovnikov rule. So what is the negative part of the reagent? Br. Where will the Br go? Br will go to that carbon which has less number of hydrogen atoms. So this is one carbon, this is the other carbon. Across the double bond, HBr has to add. So where will Br add? Br will add here and H will add here, right? So what is the product that you will get? The benzene ring will not change as it is. And here you will write C and here Br will add, right? CHBr, right? And here it will be CH3, right? In this place you wrote small b, and I think you wrote Br on this side. So it will be a Markovnikov addition.
Actually, I wrote Br as it is only. I wrote CH2 in spite of CH. That's it.
Okay, okay. I was, Suno, can you? Okay. The next one is we have to add HCl. Now here also there is no peroxide. So where will the Cl go? Cl will go to this carbon and H will go to this carbon. Vaishnavi, I think you also didn't get it right. CH3, CH2, CH2, not CH2, CHCl and CH3. That should be the correct answer because it is a Markovnikov addition. Here it is anti-Markovnikov because there is a peroxide. So Br will go to the terminal carbon here and H will go here. Okay, so what will be the answer? You have the benzene ring here, and here you have CH2, and here CH2, and then CH2Br. Okay, so these are the type of questions which come for the exam. So be very careful, and they are easy questions. They are just addition. You have to just see where negative and where positive will go. Okay, then the next question is AlCl3 freezes at minus this. Calculate the percentage dissociation. Many of you have done it correctly and you have got the correct answer. You just had to use the formula that I had told you. The answer here, you all have the marking scheme. I don't have to explain this question. Anyway, the answer is 88.5%.
Miss,
Okay. Yes, tell me.
Miss, actually, for me the answer is wrong only, Miss. I found the delta TF. I found I actually will come to at 3.6, Miss. But for me, doing some calculations, it came as 3.5. So the final answer also will vary, Miss. It has varied by 6%, Miss. I got
Okay.
82.
Okay. So what is the answer that you, so you got 0 marks for that?
I got 1 mark.
Okay, you got 1 mark. This question carries how many marks?
3 marks.
2.
3 marks.
3 marks. So maybe 3 marks. So I'll look at that question, Sai Kalyan. I will see what you have done. And if it is only error in small error by cause of rounding off, then I will give you the complete marks. Okay, doesn't matter. Even if you got 6%.
I wrote 3.6, I wrote 3.5, 3.5, and the original 0.1 only mistake, Miss. And the final answer, it is differing by 8%.
I understood what you are saying. So we will give you the 2 marks. Okay, you can add it and tell me. At the end, I will note down whatever marks that you have given yourself, and I will compare with your paper. And okay, you can add 2 marks, no problem. Now, concentration terms such as mass percentage, ppm, and mole fraction and molality are independent of temperature. However, molarity is a function of temperature. Why? So because molarity means number of moles by volume of solution. So volume of solution increases with increase in temperature, and so it is a function of temperature, or it depends on temperature. Whereas all others, they consider mass of the solvent or the mass of the solution, and so they are independent of temperature. So that is why that difference is there.
Miss,
Yes.
for this, I have written the same thing you told. They have reduced me 1 mark.
Okay. I was wondering why Sai Kalyan has lost so many marks. I did not go into the answers in detail. Actually, I don't correct the paper, so that's why it's good that this discussion we are doing. So yes, make a note of it. I will, you have told me, so I will. If anyone else also feels that any other place you deserve more marks, please tell me. I'll go through your paper and I will add those marks. No problem. Okay. Then define the term azeotrope. This is a repeat question. Literally, it is a solution which contains a certain composition, a solution of a certain composition where the the composition of the vapor is same as the composition of the liquid mixture. Okay, and such solutions cannot be separated by further by fractional distillation. So that is the definition of azeotrope. Then what are haloarenes and how they are classified? Now, Vaishnavi, you haven't got marks for this, but I will give you some marks. See, haloarenes, you have given a little more detailed classification, but whatever classification was expected is also given there in your paper, I just noticed. So I can give you some more marks. So mainly, there are two types, you had to mention two types. One where halogen is, these both are considered as, so first one is those, they are nuclear haloarenes where halogen is on the side chain, on the ring itself. They are called nuclear. I did not teach you this, so I don't blame you for not answering. The other one is on the side chain, CH2Cl, right? So how will you give one method of preparation of each, nuclear and side chain substitute? Now here, if you apply yourself, then you will understand the answer was already in the question. The question itself said, what are the two types, nuclear and side chain substituted haloarene? So these are the two. This is nuclear, this is side chain substitute. How will you prepare them? One of them is prepared by direct chlorination. Okay, so by chlorination, you can see the marking scheme here. One can be prepared by chlorination and the other is prepared by reaction with chlorine in presence of sunlight. This one, second one, by reaction with chlorine in presence of sunlight. So if you have written some answer and you have not got some marks, then you please tell me, I will correct it. So far, only Vaishnavi and Sai Kalyan have pointed out places where they haven't got. All others, I hope you are listening and you are looking at your answer papers and you are correcting it along with me. Okay. Then the next one, how the following conversions can be carried out. Now this, again, you have to see the marking scheme. The conversion of toluene to benzyl alcohol. This was a very easy one. And this is the one which I had done in the class also. So this is toluene. And first from toluene, you have to do chlorination in presence of sunlight. So you will have substitution on the side chain, CH2Cl, and then aqueous KOH. Right? You will get CH2OH. Okay. Then benzene to 4-bromo-nitrobenzene. This also exactly I had done. So please have a look. First, you do bromination and then you do nitration. Then benzyl alcohol to 2-phenyl ethanoic acid. So that also I have done in the class. But anyway, you can see benzyl alcohol to changes to benzyl chloride, and then benzyl chloride to Cl is replaced by Cn, and then Cn is replaced by COOH. So since all these three I had done in the class, I would suggest you revise all those questions which are there behind the textbook. All of them you should do again. This 31, again, if somebody had read the question paper carefully, the answer of this question was there in the question paper itself. Okay, a hydrocarbon C5H10. It was cyclopentane. Okay, the same question is there in MCQs also, so you should have got it right. 3-mark question, so you could have got it on the platter. Okay, then 32 to 35 are based on the text. Read carefully and answer. How can fizz be fizz to the special drink made by his grandmother? How can he add fizz to the special drink? So this is, I didn't read this one. So how he can add fizz to the special drink made by his grandmother? So by adding carbon dioxide under high pressure. Okay, that was the answer, by adding carbon dioxide under high pressure. Many of you didn't attempt these questions. So here you see Arif Verma is fond of special drink made by grandmother using different flavors. It has an outstanding taste and also provide great health benefits. He thought utilizing grandmother's recipe to create new product to provide health benefits and also fizziness. So how can you add fizziness? By adding carbon dioxide. So add CO2 under high pressure. Okay, high pressure. Now these questions are new questions. You have to apply yourself and answer, because these questions will be now not just 2 full questions are there in the board exam. So you should know. What is the law stated in the chapter that will help Arif to make this? Henry's law, which tells us how by increasing pressure, the solubility of gases increases. So this is Henry's law. What precaution should he take while bottling so that the product does not lose fizz during storage and handling at long distances? So it should be sealed so that the gas does not escape. The bottle should be sealed under high pressure. Now this question again, all those who have lost marks in this question, I think Vaishnavi, Sai Kalyan, many of you have lost marks. I will read out the marks. 35. So question number 35. All of you have lost marks in question number 35. So here you should get marks. All of you, those who have attempted it and got your answer in, like Sai Kalyan's answer is perfect. You have written point, you have written, what is your answer, Sai Kalyan? 17.
35th. For 35th month,
Yes.
173.964
Yes,
kilobar.
173.96 kilobar. Okay, so that is correct answer. That is perfect. Okay, so if you have written this, you should add 2 more marks. Vaishnavi, you also have got correct answer, I think. Isn't it something like this you also have got? Can you tell me, Vaishnavi, are you there?
I didn't. I guess I didn't write the kilo.
So now here the problem in this question is, in the marking scheme, if you see, the answer is given in bar. So you can have the answer in kilobars also. If you have written the answer in kilobars, your answer should be right. It is not necessary to convert bars into kilobars into bars to get the answer. The other thing is, here there is a small mistake. The Henry's constant has to be given in the unit of Henry's constant is not correct. Unit of Henry's constant is kilobar per mole. What is kH? kH is equal to pressure by this mole fraction. Okay, so that is why it is. Okay, it can be given in kilobars also. That is correct. So those who have got this answer or 174 and have written as kilobars, then you should get the marks. Okay. All others, if you have written the formula correctly and have not got any marks for it, then also I will assign some marks. I'll go through this section, and many of you have lost marks. I will give you some marks here.
Miss,
Okay. Then, yes, tell me.
in this
Ma'am.
question,
In this question,
the 32nd question I actually written wrong, Miss. They put correct. I written low pressure.
where? Which question?
30 seconds, miss. The answer is high pressure. No, miss. I written low pressure and high temperature. I didn't wrong, miss.
I didn't see the marking scheme, which with 30 seconds. So 30
Yes,
seconds, tangy flavors. Carbon dioxide provided. Carbon dioxide is a gas which provides fizz and tangy flavor. He can dissolve carbon dioxide gas in the drink. So which one are you talking about, Sai Kalyan?
30 seconds, miss. I written the fish will be added low pressure. Only that I have written. Low pressure, high temperature I have written.
Low pressure and high temperature. It should be high pressure and low temperature, Sai Kalyan, isn't it?
Yes, miss.
Ma'am,
So that is a mistake.
ma'am,
It
ma'am,
has to be high pressure. Yes, who is talking
ma'am,
now?
for the 30-second question, I have written passing CO through gas through the liquid under high pressure, ma'am. But they have
That is
given me
correct.
wrong, ma'am.
No, that is correct. Who is this?
Hariharan, ma'am.
Huh?
Hariharan, ma'am. Hariharan.
Okay, I will give you a mark. I'll give you a mark for that. Okay. So you can add. All of you keep adding marks and tell me your total marks, what you have added, and tell me at the end of the class before I close. Okay.
Ma'am, what is the answer for the 34th question, ma'am?
34th, what precaution should he take so that the product, so 34th question is he should put it in a sealed bottle so that the gas under pressure, carbon dioxide has to be dissolved in the liquid at high pressure. So after that, the bottle should be sealed so that the gas does not escape. Okay, so the
Ma'am,
what did you write?
I wrote it to store the liquid in under high pressure, ma'am.
To store the liquid under high pressure.
They have given me wrong, ma'am.
So that is correct only, but high pressure and the bottle should be sealed. So I'll give you half there. I will look at your answer again and I will give you marks wherever required. Okay. Then the next question. A raw mango is placed in a concentrated salt solution, loses water via osmosis and shrivels in the pickle. Wilted flowers revive when placed in water. Carrot that has become limp because of water loss in atmosphere can be placed in water to make it firm again. Water will move into the cells through osmosis. When placed in water containing less than 0.9% salt, blood cells swell up to flow due to flow of water in them by osmosis. So people taking lot of salt and salty water suffer from puffiness. What is the reason behind this? Okay, so this is because of X osmosis. Actually, the answer should have been because of X osmosis. Or you can write because of the water, because what should you say? Because of water retention in the cell tissues, or because of retention of water in the intermolecular spaces, intercellular spaces. So that is because from the cells, the water comes out when you have more concentration of salt. So there is puffiness because the water. What is the answers that you have written? Have you all got marks for this question? Many of you didn't get 36. 36. Two of you got. Sanjay has got. No, Hariharan and Hari Raghav have got. What did you write? Sai Kalyan, Sai Kalyan, what did you write?
I wrote the food will start to swell.
Hari Raghav, what did you write? You have not spoken. Hari Raghav, what is your answer? You got the mark, no? Hari Raghav is not there.
Yes,
Yeah. What is the answer you have written?
for 36.
For 36, what is the answer did you write?
1 minute. 1 minute.
It is not X osmosis. See, let me explain to you. When there is more salt, when you eat more salt, or when there is excess of salt in the body, or if you take more salty food, then there is retention of water. Body starts retaining water, so that the concentration of salt becomes normal. If it is higher concentration of salt inside the cell, then what will happen? The water from the surrounding areas will go inside the cell, right? So the cells will swell up. That is it. So water retention is the best thing to write, water retention. Then preservation.
Swelling up only, miss.
Huh?
I written the food will get swelling up only, miss.
Food will get swelling. Foot. I didn't understand your word. Say it again, Sai Kalyan.
I wrote that the food item will get swelled up.
No, food item. Here the question is a lot of salty food. People who have lot of salty food, their feet will get swelled up. You know, you will get swelling in your foot. That is the question. Why will you get swelling in your foot? See, like people, who have high BP and all, you have seen their feet get swelled up. And then doctor says you reduce the salt in your food. So why they say to reduce? Because when there is excess salt inside the cell, then what will happen? This water from the surrounding areas or from the blood will start getting into the cells. So the cells will become swelled up. So your foot will look swollen. I am talking about your foot. All right. So there is a cell here. Inside the cell, there is too much salt. And outside the cell, there is water. Inside our body, there is water everywhere. So what will happen? This water will start getting inside the cell. Now, if the water is outside the cell, excess water is always secreted by the kidneys, isn't it? But if it is inside the cell, what will happen? It will get swollen. The water will not go, right? So that is why you feel swelled up. Okay, now what happens when you have preservation of meat by salting? So in pickles, what happens? Why do we add too much salt or sugar? Because when the concentration is very high outside, if there is any bacteria, outside there is very high concentration of sugar. And inside the bacteria, there is less concentration. So water from the cell will come outside, always from low to high concentration. So the bacteria will shrink. It will not be able to grow because all the water will go from inside the cell to outside. Because outside the concentration is very high, right? So it helps because of X osmosis, the bacteria is not able to. Here also you should write X osmosis. Because of X osmosis, the bacteria is not able to go. This direction of osmosis gets reversed with a large pressure, then osmotic pressure is applied from the solution side, right? Its application. It is reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis, and reverse osmosis application is in purification or desalination of water, purification of water. Please read up this part from the textbook. All this is given there. What care is generally taken during intravenous injections? So the care that you take is that the concentration of the solution that you make for intravenous injection should be the same as the concentration of the blood. So there should be no difference should be isotonic with blood, should be isotonic with blood. Okay, that is the answer. Then the next organic compound X, which is manufactured by heating chloral. This many of you got right. Compound X is DDT, right? Structural formula also many of you wrote correctly. You can look at the structural formula given in the textbook also. IUPAC name dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane. And what is the use? Why it is used? Because it causes pollution to the soil, and we advocate the ban in many countries because because of its harmful effect on vegetation. Okay, so it is. Then a solution of glucose labeled 10% weight by
Ma'am,
weight. What? Yes, tell me.
41 last. Ma'am, I also wrote a dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane, ma'am, but they given me wrong, ma'am.
Dichloro-diphenyl. Okay, you should get the mark. I'll give you the mark.
Ma'am, for the
Who is
45th,
this? Who was this? Tell me. Who said did
Hariharan,
not?
ma'am.
Hariharan. Okay, I'll give you the mark. Then.
Ma'am, for a 43rd question, ma'am,
Hmm.
I have written that the compound is carcinogenic and it is absorbed by the fat tissue, ma'am.
Okay, that is also correct answer. So you didn't get marks for that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll give you marks for that. So this is also Hariharan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll give you the mark. Correct answer. Then the solution of glucose in water is labeled 10% weight by weight. What will be the molality and mole fraction of each component? If density is this, what will be the molarity of the solution? So here you have to just look at the marking scheme and get all the answers. I hope all of you will understand. Is there anything that I need to explain in this question? Anyone who wants me to explain? Weight by weight is what? What does it mean? It is 10 grams of glucose. It is 10 grams of glucose in 100 grams of water, right? So what is the molality? What is molality? Molality is equal to moles by mass of solvent in kilograms, right? So what is the number of moles of glucose? Number of moles of glucose is 10 by 180, right? So what will be the molality? Molality will be, that comes to 0.056 moles, right? So molality is 0.056 divided by mass of solvent. So that is 90. So 90 by 1000, 0.09 kilograms. So that comes to 0.62 molality. Okay, so like that you can do. Now mole fraction, you know the mass, molar mass of solute, solvent. So moles of solute divided by moles of solvent plus the moles of solute, that will give you the mole fraction. And if you know the density, you can also find the molarity. So follow the question paper, you'll be able to answer paper, you should be able to do it. Okay, first find the density and then find the molarity. So that is. Then vapor pressure of CST2, many of you have got these questions right. So vapor pressure of carbon disulfide at 500 is so much. Solution of sulfur, all this, and calculate the molecular formula of sulfur. So molecular formula of sulfur, if you have found the total molecular formula and have not found the molecular formula of sulfur, I don't mind. If you have got 254.5 as a final answer and have not got S8, it is okay. So is there anyone who has got the answer as 254.5 grams and have not got the answer marks? Anyone? This is question number 5. Let me see who has not done this question. Question 45. Only one person has done this. Vaishnavi, yes. Sai Kalyan, why you didn't do? Hari Raghav, why you didn't do this question? Tell me. Sai Kalyan, what happened?
Miss, I have no time, Miss. Last
Oh.
half an hour only is there and lots of things were lagging, so I can't. Only the formula came to my mind. I didn't know anything other than that.
Okay. So now by looking at the marking scheme, you understand the question?
Yes, Miss.
Now, Hariharan, do you want me to explain this to you? Or can you understand by looking at the marking scheme? Hariharan? Okay, now there are a few other questions. I would quickly go through them and tell you now which alkyl halide form the following pairs are expected to do SN2 more easily. So in this first one, it is A. Okay, so first one, it is in 46, it is this one will undergo SN1. Here, this is tertiary, so this one will undergo SN1. No, SN2, sorry. This one will undergo SN2, this one will undergo SN2, and here, third one. Both are. So, this is a little difficult, but the answer according to the marking scheme is this one. Because this will have greater steric hindrance. That is the reason they are saying, because of which it will not undergo. Okay, so this is a special one. I will explain this a little more in the next class, with all the examples. Okay.
Miss,
Now these conversions.
Miss,
Yeah.
46, this one is 5 marks, Miss.
Which one?
This question is 5 marks only, Miss.
This question is, just look at the question paper. Is it 5 marks?
It is 5 marks. But
So
they,
everywhere you have to give an explanation, isn't it?
yes, Miss.
So, but how can you get 5 marks out of 3? I don't know.
They have given me put correct and given me 1 mark, Miss. But they 5 marks. They have given explanation also.
Okay, okay. So I will look into that, because if you give, 5 marks means, if it were 6 marks, then I can understand 1 mark is for correct answer. So 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. So 3, 4, 4.5. Still it comes to 4.5. I don't know how is the mark distribution. I will find out. And
I
if you
think the
have not,
first one is kind of easy, Miss. I think that is 1 mark, and the remaining 2 are 2 marks, I think.
maybe, quite possible, quite possible. So that could be the reason. I'll look into your answer. If there is more marks you deserve, I will. Now 47, these are all, conversions that I had asked you. So you should all be able to do. I have discussed all these conversions in the class. So you should be able to do. Look at the marking scheme and understand. Now, one by one, all of you tell me your marks now. After the correction, tell me any marks that you have added. Sanjay, tell me what are your marks now? How many marks did you add? Sanjay, are you there? Sai Kalyan, how many did you add?
I'm calculating this.
And Hariharan?
31, ma'am.
Now it has become 31. Okay. Hari Raghav?
Ma'am, nothing.
Huh?
Ma'am, nothing, ma'am. It's equal.
No change.
No, ma'am,
Okay.
sorry.
1 mark, one question, everybody gets a mark. You didn't add that mark also? One question number 8, which I said was wrong, I think you that at least you should add
But
marks.
next question I was wrong, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Then, so no change for Hari Raghav. Then Vaishnavi, how many marks added? If you don't want to tell your marks, at least tell me how many were added.
Ma'am, nothing.
Hmm?
Nothing, ma'am.
Nothing. Okay. Then who else is there?
Ma'am,
Yes,
for the 47th first one, can we use SOBR2, ma'am?
yes, you can.
Put wrong for
Yes.
me for that, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll give you a mark for that.
Ma'am, for the second one, ma'am,
Hmm.
can we use anti-marconica, ma'am? HCl and peroxide.
1 butene to 2 chlorobutane, no? So you can't use HCl. And first of all, HCl doesn't work with peroxides. Only HBr works. Okay.
Oh,
And it is
okay.
Okay,
Miss,
so
For
those.
the fifth one, can we use NaOH, ma'am?
Fifth one, chlorobenzene. Yes, you can use aqueous NaOH. You
They're
didn't
given
get
wrong
marks.
for me. Yes, ma'am.
What did you do? What? So what is it given there in the marking scheme? So marking scheme also shows aqueous NaOH. Did you just write aqueous NaOH, no high temperature and pressure?
NaOH,
Huh.
NaOH AQ, ma'am.
AQ is correct, aqueous NaOH. But did you write high temperature and pressure also?
No, ma'am.
So you have to write that. That's why. Chlorobenzene especially does not undergo that because aqueous NaOH is correct, but at high temperature and pressure, because if it was ethyl chloride, then it will easily undergo reaction at any temperature. But chlorobenzene does not show nucleophilic substitution reactions like alkyl halides because the CCl bond is a double bond due to resonance. So that you have to remember. So those who have finished, they can leave. Those who want to recycle, you are calculating, you will tell me.
61, miss.
Oh, you have got so many more. So it adds up to 61 now. Okay.
At least
Sanjay,
that you get, miss.
Sanjay, how many do you get? Sanjay? Sanjay has left, I think. Okay, then, all of you, thank you
Ma'am?
very much. Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, for me, 32 now, ma'am.
Okay, Hariharan 32. I will add. So,
Thank you, ma'am.
see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to start with alcohols. In the beginning of the class, still, if there is anything which comes to your mind after this discussion, please message me before, tell me, so I can correct your marks before I talk to your parents, because there's a parent-teacher meeting coming up, so there should be no confusion then. Okay? So see you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.